Hi everyone, this is Ron Yeaw with the European Maps Development Team. Today I'd like to take a few minutes and show you some of the new capabilities we've been working on here in Europe. In particular, I'd like to show you the Patient Intake Macro app. Looking at a CHCS screen, you'll notice we're actually adding some new buttons to the CHCS screen we like to call apps. Today I'd like to show you one particular button, the Patient Intake Macro. To activate this app, you simply select the button and you'll see a form appear. This form has 3 tabs. Each of these tabs are designed to help support staff get through patient processing faster. First tab we have is a med reconciliation list, followed by the vitals screening, and a screening wizard. I'd like to start with the med reconciliation list tab and show you the functionality of this. Select Run CHCS, and you'll be prompted to enter some patient data. What you see now is a patient med reconciliation list. Normally this was done in paper by circling yes or no and giving it to the support staff to transcribe. But here you see it automatically populates the MedList form. At this point I can select active to inactivate any of these medications, and if I want to push to clipboard, I now see a screen with active and non-active showing the new assignments and a med reconciliation note telling me it's in memory. I can also push this information places. In case Add Note is where you'd like to see the med reconciliation appear, I simply select it. Alta automatically appears without any additional keystrokes. A new encounter Add Note is automatically created, populated, closed, and you are returned to the application. You have a memo here reminding you to actually go into CHCS or Alta and deactivate the appropriate meds. The med reconciliation list is simply a list of medications. It does not change their status. If a centrist is your thing, press Add to a centrist and see this information populate there just as quickly. Also, med reconciliation list in a centrist was done by paper. Now you can see we can take this information and not only is it put in very quickly, but you alleviate numerous patient safety issues because it's done automatically. So in this case you see several medications appearing within a centrist. And once again, you return to the macro page once this is done. Please take a moment and look at the buttons on the left-hand side of the screen to see the additional capabilities of the med reconciliation list. The second tab I'd like to show you is vital screening. Again, something support staff does every day. However, they've never done it like this. Notice I enter the vital signs. I can change smoking status or drinking status. I can take a look at a pain scale. And using the questions, I can return to vitals to have a more objective version of the pain scale. And once again, I can push it to Add Note if that's what I'd like. And once again, you'll see Alta automatically open up and without any additional keystrokes from the user, the note's created, populated, and you return back to the screen. The same holds true for Send to Vitals. Send to Vitals, however, will go into the vital signs entry screen. And here you see the information appear for blood pressure, heart rate, respiratory rate, and the additional vital signs, to include pain scale and some comments about smoking, drinking, and the fact that this pain scale is based on the 2011 VHA guidelines. I can reset this form, and I can move on to the third tab, in this case, a screening wizard. The screening wizard is a digital copy of what would be a paper intake form. By highlighting any of the 8 questions you see on the screen, you can see some help text appears. I can change the status of any of these questions, or by selecting Form Wizard, I can actually change the questions themselves. In this case, I'd like to look at these 8 questions. They're fine. I'd like to add an additional question, though, called Test. And I'd like this test to have a yes, no, and the default be yes. If I select Save here, I can close the Excel, and by resetting the form, instantly, I've permanently updated the digital version of this patient intake form for my clinic. Additionally, at the bottom of the screen, you'll see some well child exam questions and some female questions. And like the previous intake form tabs, I have an Add Note feature that allows me to, in this case, push to Add Note, or by using the other clipboard function, this allows me to copy into memory. Clipboard exists on each page, allows me to put into memory anything I see necessary. So these are the 3 functions of the patient intake macro form. I've got screening wizard, vital signs, med reconciliation list. Again, I hope this app helps streamline efficiencies with your own clinic. If you have any questions about these apps or anything else we're working on here in Europe, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you.